Ladies and gentlemen, may we have your attention, please? Ladies and gentlemen, may we have your attention, please? The United Nations Department of Safety and Security would like to advise you that in the event of an emergency in this room, please use the closest door marked with an exit sign. Upon exiting, you will be directed by security and safety personnel and directional exit signs to a designated safe area. At this time, please take a brief moment to locate the exit closest to you. We thank you for your attention to this very important safety message.
Good afternoon, everyone. A couple of announcements. Please find your seating. Today's system is free seating. There are no allocated seats. So if you see an empty seat, you're free to use it. Please all... Can you guys hear me? No? Check. No. Check. Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone. We will be starting very shortly. All participants are requested to find seating. Today's seating model is free seating, so if you find a seat next to you that's free, you are free to use it. We do not have any allocated seating today. We will be starting in a very short time. All of you in front of you should be microphones. You are please requested to not touch or fiddle with the microphones. We are trying not to have anything break while we're here. We're trying to leave the room as it was when we came in. There are also earpieces in front of you. You don't need to use them. You should be able to hear everyone well enough, but you're in the UN. You want to use them sometimes. It's completely fine. We understand. Please just don't fiddle with them, and please don't break them. We'll start very shortly. Thank you so much. You're requested to please keep silence so that everyone else is able to get to their seats and we can get started soon. Thank you. Distinguished dignitaries on and off the dais, guests, faculty advisors, observers, and delegates. My name is Muhammad Iqbal Omar, and as Secretary General, it is my great honor to welcome you to the closing ceremony of the WIFUNA International Model United Nations Conference, New York 2025. Over the past few days, you have participated in passionate discussions, worked on resolutions, and collaborated with some of the brightest young people from across the globe to address some of the world's biggest challenges. You have reached consensus on issues that sometimes even real diplomats struggle to do with. You have not only shown intelligence, but have been driven by the spirit of consensus to showcase a remarkable amount of patience, resilience, and empathy. It has been inspiring to see the future policymakers, diplomats, and global leaders of the world in action. I hope this conference has not only created opportunities for all delegates to hone their language, leadership, and diplomatic skills, but has also encouraged you to adopt a more collaborative mindset, understand your role in creating impact, make friends, and more importantly, helped you become a more rounded and kind person. It is important to remember that the work and the mission of WIMUN and the UN does not end here today. We have empowered you to take action on multiple issues at the local, regional, national, and international level. We are very excited to see how you use these skills over the next few years to create real change. Before I wrap up, I want to give a special shout out to the WFUNA team with a special note to Finn Carlson, William Yotiv, Derek Devashrai, and Camila Chapa for their incredible leadership and support in preparing and managing this year's conference. I met Finn and Bill 8 years ago. They've seen me grown up, and their work has changed my life. I hope we were able to capture some of that change for yours too. I also want to express my deep gratitude for the entire WIMUN Secretariat, who have spent the last 8 months working night and day to not just make this conference a success, but possible in the first place. You have all inspired me with your dedication, and working with you all has made me a better leader. I am forever grateful for all your efforts. Congratulations to all participants. And now, I would like to begin this auspicious ceremony by inviting His Excellency, the Assistant Secretary General for Youth Affairs, Dr. Filipe Paer, to address all our participants. As head of the United Nations Youth Office, Dr. Paer leads system-wide collaboration, coordination, and accountability on youth affairs, overseeing the UN's effort to strengthen meaningful youth engagement in the areas of sustainable development, human rights, peace, and security. Dr. Paer is also a medical doctor by training, specialized in pediatrics. We are humbled by his presence, and I now give the floor to him.
Good afternoon to everyone. It's very nice to see this GA full of young people from all over the world. Allow me to begin by expressing my sincere gratitude to the World Federation of United Nations Associations for organizing this international Model UN. As I was introduced, my name is Filipe, and I'm the Assistant Secretary General for Youth Affairs at the United Nations. And for me, it's quite grateful to having the chance to deliver some remarks to a GA full of our constituency, which is young people. In a world currently facing more conflicts than at any time since the Second World, and witnessing the accelerated degradation of the planet due to human actions, and experiencing in some parts of the world democratic backsliding, the future ahead, especially for young people, is alarming. And I'm sure that this has been some of the discussions and conversations you've had together during these days. In front of these complex and interconnected challenges, the inaction of institutions is widening the trust deficit. And young people, notably excluded from the major decision-making spaces, sometimes and many times feel a growing sense of disappointment and of mistrust. At the same time, since its creation, the United Nations were envisioned to unite and to bring stakeholders from everywhere to tackle the world's greatest challenges. So now, more than ever, we need all stakeholders to join efforts in steering our world onto a more equitable, inclusive, and sustainable path. And for this exact reason, the Model UN holds greater relevance than ever. We urgently need, we require youth inclusive initiatives that help us to restore the faith in institutions, that are a space for advocacy about the importance of multilateralism, and to redefine the paradigms when it's about addressing the global challenges. So, in these times, it is young leaders like you that will play a critical role, that are playing a critical role when it's about challenging the status quo and setting our world onto a track that is pursuing a more sustainable and peaceful future. So with more than half of the world's population under 30 years old, 50% of the world's population under 30 years old, is people like you that the ones that represent the greatest opportunity that we have to really promote the vision and the core principles that this organization represents. You know, I assumed my mandate almost 13 months ago, in December 2023. And when I did it with optimism about the prospects that represents the establishment of a youth office, with the idea of amplifying youth voices in all their diversity and to creating more paths for young people's participation in the United Nations agenda. The establishment of the United Nations Youth Office, backed by strong political support of all 193 member states of the United Nations, marks a significant shift in the UN's commitments for young people. But the establishment of the United Nations Youth Office needs to be just the beginning. And the establishment of the United Nations Youth Office was not about representing youth voices. It's about creating a structure that is a steward for youth issues and that can create a channel for more meaningful participation of young people in all our processes. With this challenge ahead, that definitely implies us to work together. It's not about what we can do alone as an office. It's how we can mobilize others to work together into common goals. Model UN is a historical but crucial platform to really accomplish this mission. Model UN is a historical testament of the pressing need to count with platforms that foster constructive dialogues and that foster global solidarity. Without you, the truth is that we cannot achieve our collective vision of a more peaceful, a more prosperous, and a more sustainable world where no one, and especially no youth, is left behind. So allow me to end thanking you for being here, thanking you for trusting in the values of this organization, thanking you for giving us part of your time and to be part and to learn more about the United Nations and to bring your expertise also to these processes. And I hope that you can see always in the United Nations a partner, a platform to bring on these values, and that you can see on the United Nations Youth Office a partner to continue to advance on this complex mission of bringing institutions closer to young people. Thank you very much.
I would like to thank His Excellency, the Assistant Secretary General, for gracing us with his presence today, and hope our delegates are able to collaborate and work much more closely with his office and the UN as a result of our deliberations over the last few days. Next, I would like to invite His Excellency, the Permanent Representative of Portugal to the United Nations, Ambassador Rui Vinyas. Ambassador Vinyas has served as a political director in his country's foreign ministry from 2021 to 2024, and in 2023 was designated as Sherpa for the Group of 20. He has also held other positions in the foreign ministry, including Director General for European Affairs, Permanent Representative to the European Union's Political and Security Committee, and Deputy Director General for Foreign Policy. I now hand the floor to Ambassador Vinyas for his remarks.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I was a bit afraid that you were going to say my age, but as the ASG just said, it's really a pleasure to see this assembly full of young people, and I think it's the first time I feel good for being the oldest guy in the room. So, but in this case, I think it's a good thing. Well, esteemed colleagues and guests, I will just say a few words. I mean, first, as we draw the curtains on this remarkable event, I stand before you with a profound sense of gratitude and pride. The WIMUN International Model United Nations has once again demonstrated its unparalleled commitment to fostering global cooperation and understanding among the leaders of tomorrow. Throughout these 4 days of intense negotiations and spirited debates, you have embodied the spirit of diplomacy and collaboration that defines the United Nations. Your dedication to seeking innovative solutions to complex challenges is truly commendable and serves as a beacon of hope for a better world in these turbulent times that we are living. I would like to extend my heartfelt appreciation to the World Federation of United Nations Associations for their unwavering commitment to organizing this exceptional simulation. Your tireless efforts in providing young leaders from around the world with a platform to engage in meaningful dialogue and perfect diplomatic skills are truly invaluable. I would also like to express my gratitude to the Secretariat and staff who have worked tirelessly behind the scenes to ensure the success of this event. Your dedication and hard work have not gone unnoticed, and I applaud you for your commitment to excellence. To the delegates, I commend you for your passion, for your intellect, and your perseverance. You have demonstrated the importance of diplomacy and multilateralism in addressing the pressing issues facing our world today. Your willingness to listen, to learn, and compromise is a testament to your potential as future leaders and global citizens. As we reflect on the discussions and resolutions that have emerged from this conference, let us remember that our work does not end here. The challenges we face are complex and multifaceted, and it will require continued cooperation and collective actions to address them effectively. Model UN simulations have made an important contribution towards helping the United Nations to achieve its goals and garnering support for multilateralism by teaching young persons about our organization and involving them in the support of its work. My country, Portugal, is very proud to have co-led with Jamaica, who is also co-sponsoring this conference today, the Dominican Republic, Egypt, and Laos, PDR, the adoption of the first UN General Assembly resolution on Model United Nations. And we hope to continue leading the way on behalf of youth and future generations, including in view of the follow-up of the Pact of the Future and the Declaration on Future Generations. In closing, let us carry forward the spirit of WIMUN beyond these walls. Let us remain committed to the principles of the United Nations and continue to work towards a world that is more peaceful, more just, and more sustainable for us all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ambassador Vinyas, for your kind words, your guidance, and for your continued support towards ensuring this conference's success. Next, I would like to invite the Honorable Chair of the WIFUNA Executive Committee, Dr. Tita Banks. Dr. Banks has served on the WIFUNA Executive Committee since 2018 and has been active in the UNA movement throughout the USA for over 25 years. Dr. Banks is a university professor and administrator, as well as a human rights advocate. Under her leadership, the programs, partnerships, and impact of the UNA in the United States of America have increased and expanded multifold. We are grateful for her presence, and I would like to request her to address the gathering.
Thank you, and good afternoon, and congratulations, World Federation of United Nations International Model UN 2025. Give yourselves a hand. That was a lot to say. That's a very long name, but it carries weight. 80 years after this great institution, the United Nations, was established, with the resounding words that still echo through the decades, quote, "We the peoples of the United Nations, determined to save succeeding generations from the scourge of war, and to reaffirm faith in fundamental human rights, in the dignity and worth of the human person, in the equal rights of men and women, and of nations large and small." 79 years after the formation of the World Federation of the United Nations Associations, 77 years after the vision of world peace and human rights was penned into the great Universal Declaration of Human Rights, 30 years after the adoption of the Beijing Declaration and Platform for Action on Women's Rights, 25 years after the creation of the Millennium Development Goals, set of 8 goals adopted by the UN in 2000 to address global development issues, 25 years after the development of the UN Global Compact, an initiative aimed at businesses worldwide that promotes the adoption and implementation of sustainable practices. 10 years after the subsequent Sustainable Development Goals, or we call them the Global Goals or the SDGs. And this is the goals of our shared vision of humanity and a social contract between the world's leaders and the people. 10 years after the historic Paris Agreement regarding climate change, and 1 year after the Summit of the Future and the Pact for the Future, we have come from places spanning the oceans and lands of our world, from Jamaica to Germany, from Portugal to Peru, from Canada to Colombia, from Ghana to Guatemala, from Korea to Kenya, from the United States to the United Kingdom, from countries big and small, from countries in peril and in promise, north and south and east and west. We have come with a renewed vigor to change what must be changed, save what must be saved, and ensure a future not only for the next generation, but for us today. Each of you has been a voice in the organs and committees of this great institution during these few days. In the General Assembly, you advocated, researched, collaborated, and negotiated on key issues. Most imperative was the ability, as His Excellency just said, to negotiate. Former Secretary General Kofi Annan reminded us that, quote, "We must never relent in our efforts to resolve conflicts through diplomacy and through all of the instruments bestowed by the Charter of the United Nations." In the Security Council, where are those who served on the Security Council? Raise your hands. You worked on these throughout the different councils. You experienced being confronted with critical issues, life and death situations, peace and war situations. In those sessions, you realized the importance of decision-making and conflict resolution and multilateralism, the issues of sovereignty, borders, civil conflict, national aggression, all threats to peace were foremost and necessitated resolutions, resolutions that were fair, just, and ultimately would lead to peace. In the ECOSOC, in Economic and Social Council, you're responsible for coordinating the work of the 14 UN specialized agencies. 10 functional commissions and 5 regional commissions, receiving reports from 9 UN funds and programs, and listening. You're also responsible for promoting higher standards of living, full employment, and economic and social progress. Wherever the committees or the organizations or the agencies in which you worked, whether they also included the Human Rights Council or the World Health Organization and other committees, you were able to utilize these skills of negotiation, of analysis, and of the ultimate aim of bringing fairness and justice and freedom. These are the agencies and committees that make up the United Nations. These are the duties you have fulfilled in these few days. And although brief, your actions and ideas have been monumental as we have peered into the future glimpse of what the UN is and what and will be for your generation. We are here today because of your generation. It is a generation that must ensure the future of the United Nations. And that will be done through your understanding of its processes, but more importantly, through your belief that peace is always possible, that diplomacy can solve disagreements, that each nation is valuable, that all people have the right to dignity and freedom. In these few days, you have built bridges of understanding, bridges of friendship that will span the miles and the millennium. This people's movement, called the United Nations Association, is your movement, a movement that values people-to-people relationships, dialogues, compassion, and respect for one another. The people of the world are now engaged in a, quote, world house, as Dr. Martin Luther King termed it, where all of us, no matter whether we are in industrialized or underdeveloped countries, are interrelated and interconnected, and where our destinies are intertwined. In this global village, we are brothers and sisters across shores and oceans, across religious differences and cultural barriers, interconnected through global issues, through environmental phenomena, through world tragedies and triumphs. Indeed, we are all caught in what Dr. King called an inescapable network of mutuality, tied into a single garment of destiny. Whatever affects one directly affects all indirectly. So right now, we're citizens of a world that is perpetually changing, changing every second, changing with politics, changing with technology, changing with global warming, changing with civil wars and border wars, changing from communism to democracy, changing from democracy to autocracy, changing from bondage to freedom, changing from poverty to prosperity, changing from microcosm to macrocosm. The issues that loom before us as a global village, such as technology and international security, energy for sustainable development, children in armed conflicts, preventing nuclear terrorism, global health issues, post-conflict reconstruction and investment, environmental safety, and human rights are all being fought for politically, economically, militarily, and even technologically. These were the basis for the commitment a quarter century ago for the UN Millennium Goals, and a decade ago for the UN SDGs, and even a year ago for the Pact for the Future. We stand now faced with the commitment to the Pact, as His Excellency referenced. Each generation, each nation. For we still believe that the very purpose and mission of the United Nations at its inception are the same valid purposes and mission necessary today. We still believe that each one of us can make a difference in the course of our histories. We still believe, as the great Mahatma Gandhi told us, that we can be the change that we wish to see in the world. As we close this session of the World Federation of United Nations Model UN, we have proudly declared in all of our deliberations and discussions that human rights are all of our rights, no matter our age, race, gender, religion, or circumstance. We have declared that our planet is our responsibility, from its highest mountain to lowest valleys, from seas to shining seas. We have declared that advocacy is action purpose-driven, and we have declared that peace is power. This time we have convened is more than a moment. It is a movement for human rights, freedom, and world peace. Dr. Ralph Bunche, the famed Nobel laureate, stated, "The United Nations is our one great hope for a peaceful and free world." And again, Secretary General Kofi Annan told us, quote, "More than ever before in human history, we share a common destiny. We can master it only if we face it together. And that, my friends, is why we have the United Nations." So congratulations, 2025 WIMUN delegates. You have met the moment with your commitment to being a part of this great movement. Let your commitment continue throughout the years as we build together a world of hope, a world of freedom, and a world of peace. And at this point, I'd like to extend some special thanks and gratitude. So first, we want to thank the missions of Portugal, Your Excellency, and also the mission of Jamaica for all the help and the work that you have done, and without whom this would not have been possible. Thank you so much. Can we give? We also extend thanks to all of the teachers, and I want the teachers to stand. Please stand so we can salute you. All of our teachers. Woo! Thank you so much, so much. And thanks to all of our coordinators. Could all of our coordinators please stand? Where are our coordinators? Do we have them here? Okay, we're going to thank them anyway. Yes. There they are. Oh, here. Great. Thank you, thank you. And thanks to the WIFUNA staff and volunteers led by Finn Carls. Is Finn, where's Finn? And Bill Yotiv. Finn is here. Bill, the volunteers. Thank you. We are also grateful to our partners, WeLand, WSC Italia, UNA Jamaica, ISA Schools, and MUN XP. Can we give them a hand of applause? And of course, finally, congratulations and thanks to all of our students for all the accomplishments and the work and efforts to reach. Okay. Oh, no, we have to have all the students stand. Come on. Woo. Thank you so much. And I now turn over the mic to our Secretary General.
I now have the unfortunate job of following that incredible speech. Thank you, Dr. Banks, for your address and your leadership in spreading the values of the United Nations around the world. I would like to once again thank all the dignitaries for their leadership, support, and guidance. Let's give them a round of applause, shall we? And now, the part that everyone has been eagerly waiting for, the awards. All participants are requested to save their applause until after all the awards for a single simulation have been announced. We also request all winners to assemble to the Wufuna banner on the left side of the stage to collect your awards and get a picture taken with your chair. With all that being said, I would now like to invite Christy Dai, the chair of ECOSOC Plenary, to present their awards.
It is with immense gratitude and pride that I stand before you today to announce that over the past days, we've engaged in rigorous debates and meaningful discussions. Delegates, your engagement is a testament to your commitment to fostering global cooperation. And I could not have been more honored to chair such an inspiring group of delegates. A special shout out goes to my incredible vice chair, Bianca, who has been nothing short of extraordinary. Finally, I want to extend my deepest appreciation for the delegates of Sweden and Vietnam for their contributions in fostering consensus. The Diplomacy Awards for ECOSOC Plenary are as follows: Nigeria, Cameroon, Norway. At last but not least, the Position Paper Award goes to the delegation of Uganda.
Thank you, Christy, and congratulations to all delegates. Now, I would like to invite Sarthak Oja, the Undersecretary General for Policy, to present the awards for the Commission on Population and Development.
Good evening, esteemed dignitaries and distinguished delegates. I had the distinct pleasure of serving as your Undersecretary General for Policy, but for the last simulation session today, I filled in as a chair for a truly remarkable amendments negotiation process. My immense thanks for the more than wonderful simulation management of the Commission on Population and Development goes to Eric Nowak, one of our WIMUN veterans with his 12th WIMUN, and Katerina, the Vice Chair of the CPD. You are all winners, delegates, regardless of whether you go home with or without an award today. What I had to witness was truly magical. To recognize the best position paper awards submitted in the CPD, we have the representative of Congo for the position paper award. For the diplomacy awards, in no particular order, we have the representatives from Nigeria, Israel, Moldova, the representative from Vanuatu, Ethiopia, Syria, and Lithuania. Thank you so much, delegates. Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you, Sarthak, and congratulations to all delegates. Next, I would like to invite Ricardo Torres, the Chair for the Commission for Social Development.
Thank you. I would first like to thank the Secretary General, all distinguished dignitaries, faculty advisors, and members of staff. For the last couple of days, the Commission for Social Development worked tirelessly to reach consensus on the topic fostering social development and social justice. It is now my pleasure to commend a few delegates on their great efforts and compromise. The Best Position Paper Award goes to the delegate of Switzerland, Danielle James, and four diplomacy awards go to the following delegates: the delegate of the Dominican Republic, Leticia Lisboa, the delegate of Zimbabwe, Penelope Sanella, the delegate of South Africa, Chu Wen Lo, and the delegate of Zambia, Natalia Garcia. Congratulations, delegates.
Thank you, Ricardo, and congratulations to all delegates. All participants are once again reminded to kindly hold your applause until the end so that we can hear the names of all the winners. Next, I would like to invite Loretta Solis, the Chair for the Commission for Crime Prevention and Criminal Justice.
Thank you, Secretary General, authorities, faculty advisors, members of the staff, and delegates. My name is Loretta Solis, and I had the honor to chair the Commission on Crime Prevention and Criminal Justice, where we address digital technologies in criminal justice systems. Addressing these issues is crucial to ensure that technological advancements in criminal justice are used effectively and ethically. Balancing efficiency with data privacy and security protects individual rights, maintain public trust, and foster stronger international cooperation within a clear legal framework. Now I'll present the awards. Diplomacy Awards: China, Egypt, Kyrgyzstan, and Nepal. And position paper, Cambodia. Congratulations.
Thank you, Loretta. Thank you, Loretta, and congratulations to all delegates. Next, I would like to invite Giovanna Lopez, the Chair for the Commission on the Status of Women.
Distinguished delegates, honored guests, and fellow Model UN participants. It is truly a pleasure to stand before you today, reflecting on the remarkable experience we've had simulating the Commission on the Status of Women. As the chair of this session, I couldn't be more proud of each and every one of you. You embraced the procedures and worked so well together, often moderating yourselves without needing constant guidance. This is a true testament to your understanding of how the UN really functions. Now, I'm pleased to announce our awards. For the position paper, we have Sierra Leone, and for the diplomacy awards, we have Latvia, Argentina, and Mexico. Thank you.
Thank you, Giovanna, and congratulations to all delegates. Next, I would like to invite Eric Chang, the Chair for the General Assembly Plenary 1.
Distinguished delegate of the General Assembly Plenary 1 did pretty well on reaching consensus in including everyone in strengthening coordination of emergency humanitarian assistance of the United Nations. I'm incredibly proud of you. Just as enshrined in the 2030 Agenda, no one should be left behind on our way to sustainable development. Now, I'll be giving away the awards. The Position Paper Award goes to Thailand, and the Diplomacy Award goes to Greece, Uganda, and Norway.
Thank you, Eric, and congratulations to all delegates. All participants are requested to maintain silence during the speeches so we can hear the names of the award winners. Next, I would like to invite Orko Jyoti Mitra, the chair for the General Assembly Plenary 2.
Greetings, everyone. The world lives in chaos, but in the last 3 days, we have found peace. We, the youth that holds the potential to change this world for the better. In GA Plenary 2, there were immense deliberations which we thought would go on for months and years, but youth becomes the beacon of hope, and with that, we reached consensus even before time. The delegates were definitely ready to become the diplomats for the future. With that, we come down to the awards. The best position paper goes to Haiti, and the diplomacy awards go to Honduras, UK, Egypt, Slovenia.
Thank you, Orko, and congratulations to all delegates. Next, I would like to invite Liliana Fan, the chair for General Assembly 1.
Honorable Secretariat, esteemed guests, and distinguished delegates, I would like to take this moment to thank all delegates of the First Committee of the General Assembly for their incredible insights, dedication, and diplomacy. Outer space, once a realm of wonder and limitless possibility, is now at risk of becoming yet another battleground of humankind. To resolve this issue, sincerity would be our guiding principle. Like the oceans and the atmosphere, outer space is a global commons which remains a place of cooperation, not conflict. A frontier of scientific exploration, but not military escalation. If we fail to act, we risk not only the security of space, but also the beauty of the Earth and what it means to be human. Now, I'd like to present the Position Paper Awards and the Diplomacy Awards. For Position Paper Awards, it is granted to the delegate of Switzerland. As for the Diplomacy Awards, it's granted to Bangladesh, El Salvador, Jordan, and the Netherlands. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Liliana, and congratulations to all delegates. Next, I would like to invite Hongshan Duan, the chair for General Assembly 2.
Dear delegates, welcome again to WIMUN New York 2025. I have the honor to serve as the second committee of the General Assembly. In the past few days, we have made a lot of consensus on climate change. Actually, we did a lot of dedication, we did a lot of contribution, and I would like to thank all of the delegates in our committee. And I pay special thanks to the Jerry, my vice chair, who made the contribution to let us a big step forward to the consensus as well. So, to enclose my remark, I will be saying we all love WIMUN, and WIMUN GA22 delegates, we love you all. Let's give out the Diplomacy Awards and the Position Paper Awards. The Position Paper Awards goes to Djibouti. The Diplomacy Awards goes to China, Guatemala, United Kingdom, Nigeria, Finland, and Canada. Congratulations.
Thank you, Hongchuan, and congratulations to all delegates. Next, I would like to invite Anna Julia, the Chair for General Assembly 4.
Thank you to the Secretariat, and good afternoon to all. It has been an honor to chair the 4th Committee of the General Assembly and finally come to a resolution on a comprehensive review of peacekeeping operations in all of their aspects. Thank you first to my Bureau. You were amazing. I can't imagine a better Vice Chair or a better Secretary or anyone else that I would have rather have by my side. Distinguished delegates, I'm in awe of the work you have accomplished over the last 4 days. You were committed, well-prepared, adaptive, and overall, unanimously working towards consensus in such a beautiful way. Congratulations to all. It's no small task to reach consensus among 50 people. I'm proud to award the delegate of Togo with the Best Position Paper Award. And further to recognize with the Diplomacy Award the delegates of Canada, Cameroon, Iraq, Brazil, Coma, and Libya. Thank you.
Thank you, Anna Julia, and congratulations to all delegates. All participants are once again reminded to kindly maintain silence during the speeches so we can hear who the winners are. Next, I would like to invite Francesca Loda, the Chair for General Assembly 6.
Distinguished dignitaries, faculty advisors, members of staff, delegates. It has been an honor to serve as chair for WIMUN 2025 simulation of the 6th Committee of the General Assembly. As we reflect on the culmination of WIMUN 2025, it is paramount to recognize the importance of the topic that was discussed in our committee, measures to eliminate international terrorism. In navigating the complexities of this pressing matter, the delegations demonstrated the utmost dedication to diplomacy, fostering mutual understanding and enabling constructive dialogue, which led the committee to the adoption of the resolution on measures to eliminate international terrorism by consensus. Some delegates demonstrated an exceptional level of diplomatic skills. It is therefore my honor to acknowledge and celebrate outstanding contributions. The Best Position Paper Award goes to the delegate of Israel. The Diplomacy Awards are presented to the following delegates: Azerbaijan, Finland, Honduras, and Uruguay. Congratulations.
Thank you, Francesca, and congratulations to all delegates. Next, I would like to invite Lodovica Bellora, the Chair for the United Nations Youth Council.
Distinguished delegates, colleagues, and guests, in the past 3 days, the futuristic simulation where delegates were representing NGOs was theater of discussion on youth shaping a sustainable, just, and peaceful world for future generations. Besides debates, negotiation, and efforts to find consensus, WIMUN has introduced Youth Council delegates to a world of diversity, a world where different points of view are heard, and different cultures are bridged. Serving as a chair for the Youth Council has been an honor, and in order to honor your work, I will now announce the award. The Best Position Paper Award will go to the delegate of Motum. The Diplomacy Awards will go to the delegate of Global Youth Greens, Minority Rights Foundation, and International Center for Peace, Human Rights and Development for Africa. Congratulations, delegates.
Thank you, Lodovica, and congratulations to all delegates. Next, I would like to invite Srilakshmi Chidambaram, the Chair for the World Health Assembly.
Good afternoon, delegates, faculty advisors, distinguished guests, and my fellow chairs. I am Srilakshmi Chidambaram, and I am incredibly honored to have served as the chair of the World Health Assembly in WIMUN, New York, 2025. I am incredibly honored and incredibly proud of all of my delegates for achieving a consensus on our agenda item, which concerned mental health and youth, and for producing a conference paper that ensures access to mental health services for all, beyond regional disparities and cultural differences. With that said, these are the awards, the Diplomacy Awards for the World Health Assembly. In no particular order, the delegate of Senegal, Mali, Kenya, Grenada, and Rwanda. And the Position Paper Award goes to the delegate of Vietnam.
Thank you, Srilakshmi, and congratulations to all delegates. Next, I would like to invite Andrea Pinto, the Chair for the United Nations Environmental Assembly 1.
Thank you. Distinguished dignitaries, faculty advisors, members of staff, and delegates. It was my pleasure to serve as the chair of UNEA 1 and preside discussions to address marine litter and microplastics. Thank you for your hard work and collaboration. Without further ado, I'm pleased to announce that Diplomacy Awards go to the delegates of Netherlands, Seychelles, Slovenia, Bangladesh, Panama. Lastly, the Best Position Paper Award goes to Delegate of Denmark.
Thank you, Andrea, and congratulations to all delegates. Next, I would like to invite Alice Locatelli, the Chair for the United Nations Environmental Assembly 2.
Thank you. Distinguished dignitaries, faculty advisors, members of staff, and delegates. It has been an honor to serve as a chair of the United Nations Environment Assembly 2. All delegates from UNEA 2 were extremely prepared, knowledgeable, and precise about the topic of our simulation. All of them worked in spirit of consensus, cooperation, and diplomacy. I'm glad to announce the delegates who will be rewarded with the Diplomacy Awards as following: Delegate of Malawi, Delegate of Namibia, Delegate of Luxembourg, Delegate of Burkina Faso, Delegate of Costa Rica, and Delegate of Belize. I'm also glad to announce that the Delegate of Finland has received the Position Paper Awards. Congratulations to all of you. It has been an honor and a pleasure to work with you. Very congratulations.
Thank you, Alice, and congratulations to all delegates. Now, I would like to invite Juan Pablo, the Chair for the Human Rights Council.
Before announcing the winners, delegates, I really want to emphasize that this whole ceremony is a celebration for all that you have achieved. Going to the other side of the world, negotiating with people from over 60 countries, and seeking solutions for the world's most pressing problems is only achievable by people with leadership, empathy, but above all, bravery. To the Human Rights Council delegates and to the Vice Chair, you did a commendable work. I am incredibly honored to have been able to be your chair. With that out of the way, the Position Paper Award goes to Côte d'Ivoire. The Diplomacy Awards go to Cameroon, Costa Rica, and Georgia.
Thank you, Juan Pablo, and congratulations to all delegates. Last, but certainly not least, our largest simulation, I would like to invite Manuel Calderon, the chair for the International Labour Organization.
Good afternoon, everyone. I would first like to thank all faculty advisors, delegates, secretariat, and staff members. I am Manuel Calderon, and I am deeply honored to have chaired the tripartite negotiations that reached consensus in an unprecedented simulation of the ILO for WIMUN 2025. All governments, workers, and employers worked tirelessly on solid conclusions that portray the search and efforts to achieve a just transition towards environmentally sustainable economies and societies for all. Today, in this podium, I can proudly say I'm optimistic that after so many years, younger generations still share the passion to discuss international pressing issues in platforms such as WIMUN. Now to the awards. Please hold the applause till the end because we have several awards coming. The Position Paper Award goes to Denmark, workers. The Diplomacy Awards go for Nigeria, employers, South Africa, employers, USA, employers, Belgium, employers, USA, government, Singapore, government, Switzerland, government, Canada, government, New Zealand, workers, and France, workers. Congratulations to all.
Thank you, Manuel. I would like to once again thank all the chairs for their hard work and congratulations to all delegates for their achievements over the last few days. And now, to honor and celebrate the incredible amount of work and fun we have managed to squeeze into the few days we have gotten to share together, our Department of Global Communications has prepared a fun surprise for all of us. All I'm going to say is, try and spot yourselves. A special shout out to the Department of Global Communications for putting together such a wonderful reminder of our time together. This conference may be ending, but that doesn't mean your WIMUN journey has to. I have been involved with WIMUN over the last 8 years. I swear I'm young. And it has taken me to India, Brazil, Geneva, and now New York City. I am excited to see where WIMUN takes you in the future. To discuss this future with WIMUN, I would like to invite Luis Guilherme Matias from the WIFUNA team to talk us through our future with WIMUN.
As our Secretary General mentioned, your WIMUN journey can still go on. After all, we have conferences that follow the consensus approach, accurately simulating the United Nations throughout the whole year and across the globe. Now, because the dates are very important, let me get you a sneak peek about our upcoming conferences for your planning and consideration. 14 to 17 of July, we'll host our first WIMUN conference in Southeast Asia, in Singapore. High school and university students will join us from all over the world in Resorts World Sentosa Island. Next, we're happy to announce that the global model WHO will take place from the 27th to the 31st of October in Geneva in the actual World Health Organization headquarters. Last but not least, we're happy to share with you firsthand the dates for WIMUN New York 2026. Are you guys ready? The next WIMUN New York will take place from February 9 to 13. And if you do the math, you'll notice that we have added an additional day to our conference. So now WIMUN will not be a 4-day conference, but a 5-day immersive experience. We hope this extra day gives you more time to explore New York, as we'll keep the evenings free for you guys to roam around Times Square, watch a Broadway show, or just rest after a long day seeking consensus. And to make sure that you come back for all of this, we're giving all WIMUN 2025 participants 15% off in their 2026 registration fees. So make sure to scan the QR codes above so that you can register and make sure that you get your 15% off in our upcoming conference. We hope to see you again next year or anywhere else across the world. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Guy, and I look forward to seeing you guys in Singapore, Geneva, or back here in New York City. And now, finally, I would like to invite Finn Carlson and William Yotiv from the WIFUNA team to finally present what all the faculty advisors have been excited for, the Delegation Awards.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you once again for being with us this year. It's been a pleasure to host you. And it's our pleasure to announce this year's Delegation Awards. The Delegation Awards aim at recognizing those groups that performed the best across all simulations. This includes award winners, but also other delegates that have performed well as delegation members. So this award, or these awards, really embody preparation, commitment, and excellence across the board. So these are really, really special. I have the honor to share with you the high school delegation awards. Before I do so, though, if you receive an award, we invite you as a group to come join us in the front for a picture. Please do so in an orderly manner. We will be taking the pictures in the order that you're called. So we'll call all 4 groups that we're having awards for, but we'll do pictures one at a time after. That being said, and without further ado, it's my pleasure to announce that the best small high school delegation at WIMUN New York 2025 is Instituto Olympus MUN. The best large high school delegation at WIMUN New York 2025 is a group that has come for the very first time, Pine View School.
Where are they from? Florida. Oh, right. Or Utah. Let's let them go up for a second.
I think just keep going. It's going to take too long.
And now it is my pleasure to announce the best delegation awards for the best small university delegation and the best large university delegation. Before I do so, I just want to say it is amazing to get to this moment. It's been such a pleasure teaching you. And thank you all for coming. Let's start with the best small university delegation. Thank you. The best small university delegation award goes to Bond University. This is not the first time that they have won this award, so congratulations to all of you. The best large university delegation award goes to Nova Southeastern University. Congratulations to all of you. I would also like to give a shout out to the secretaries from the Kennedy International School who volunteered. So please stand up if you're here. And thank you very much for, let's give them a round of applause. Thank you very much. You all did a great job.
Okay. Thank you very much, everybody, and see you next year.
And now, with all that being said, by the powers vested in me as the Secretary General, I declare WIMUN New York 2025 officially closed. Participants, before we move out, a few announcements. After all your hard work, we decided we should treat you to a little bit of fun. So we have organized 2 social events later in the day today. We have a high school social event starting at 8 p.m. at the Intercontinental Hotel and a university social event starting at 9 p.m. at Fushimi. Look at your conference guides for more information.
Please remind them the bookshop, 10% discount.
All participants also get a 10% discount on the UN bookshop by using your badges. All participants are requested to quietly leave the building in an ordered manner, as UN security requires us to clear the GA hall as soon as possible today. You are free to go to the bookshop if you wish. We appreciate your patience in this matter. Thank you.